So my daughter's making dinner, and she cut an onion. I'm not in the kitchen, I'm next to the kitchen, but I had to walk through the kitchen, and now my eyes are falling apart. And on top of that, in typical dragon household fashion, the neighbor is home and being loud. This is gonna be fun. And of course, the fridge! So hello and welcome to domytriesthis. I hope you brought your cuppa. Today's coffee mug was found by my daughter on our last grocery trip. She seems to do that a lot. She finds a lot of coffee mugs for me. She thinks about me all the time. The hair as usual. At any rate, as you can see, it's got like a mandala and just all sorts of pretty designs around it. It's a very, very pretty coffee mug. And in our brand new coffee mug, we haven't even gotten to the ones that we opened in the boxes. We've only done 2 or 3 of those, and there's like at least 3 years worth of them. At any rate, in the coffee mug is our second tea from this month's Sips By, the Tea Head Herbal Cherry Vanilla. It smells amazing when you open it up. You get all that scent. It's a very chunky tea, which was really, really nice. And when I added the milk to my tea, it turned purple. Some of these teas seem to do that. At any rate, we're going to go ahead and give her a sip and go ahead and get started. It still smells good. Not as strong as the actual tea, but yeah, it smells good. Definitely getting the vanilla. There's a little bit of cherry in there. Hopefully that'll strengthen it towards the end. Unfortunately, it probably won't go too strong. As it says down below, today we're doing a Bright Ladies look. And as you know, for most Bright Ladies look, I do the look first. And yeah, so this is only going to be here for about 10 minutes, probably. We'll see. At any rate, so a couple of things. First of all, I'm trying a new position on the camera. Let me know if it works to you so I no longer look like a disembodied head. That's what we were going for. And this time we're finally doing a Bright Ladies look. I should have said earlier because we haven't done one in a while. And it's not as bright as usual. And my hair, go away. Not as bright as usual for me because I'm actually trying out a specific palette, and that is the Bailey Sarian times Estate and Estate Venice Fling palette. I love Bailey. I really, really do. I particularly love her Makeup Murder Mondays videos, and that's actually how I found her. I saw one of the videos and I was like, oh, that looks interesting, and I watched it. And she's just, I love her personality. I love her videos. She is just really cute. And yeah, I really love her. So when this came out, when this was announced, I started looking for it all over the place. They didn't put this up on the site, even listed as sold out, until it was actually released, the day it was actually released. I was looking for it everywhere. And it turns out it was primarily for Ipsy, and it's sold out in the same day that it came up. But it is a beautiful, gorgeous palette. We will talk more about how it performed for me, but there are the colors. There are 3 colors that are sort of problematic for me in terms of skin tone. This one is a shimmer, but even with the shimmer, I had to add a little bit of peach to it to get it to work underneath my brow fairly well today. I'm going to go ahead and swatch her for you, and then we will go into the look, and then we will talk more about the palette later. Alrighty, so our first row is Soul, Bonfire, and Rose Tattoo. So Soul, Bonfire, and Rose Tattoo. Clean off the fingers. Then we have Tan Lines, Ocean Ave, and Toasty. So Tan Lines, no surprise there. Ocean Ave and Toasty. So that middle row is the only row that I really have any issues with, for obvious reasons, and it really is a skin tone thing. And then we have Roller Skates, Puppy Love, and Venice Fling. Roller Skates, Puppy Love, and Venice Fling. So those are the 9 shades in the palette. Like I said, we'll get more into it, but overall I'm actually fairly impressed with it. The mattes are really nice, I'll say that. That's one of the surprising things, and you all know me. I'm into shimmers, not really into mattes. But here is the look that I did, that we're going to be doing today. It is completely the Bailey Sarian palette. It is no other colors from any other palette. I did use the JD Glow liquid eyeliner to kind of help with the purple a little bit. Like I said, we'll discuss that later. So let's just go ahead and get into this look right now. All right, so my plan today is Ocean Ave under the brow, Soul across the lid, with some Puppy Love, giving it some of that golden sunset stuff. I might throw in a little bit of rose tattoo. We'll see. And then using some of the purple as well, because we all know I love purples, right? So let's see how this works out. We've got a plan, but whether or not that plan works is, we'll see. All right, so we're grabbing some of this Ocean Ave, and we're going to put that on the crease and move it up. It is the lightest color in the thing, in the palette. And so it actually kind of matches my skin tone, but it has that nice little shimmer. I might give it a little color with something else, since we're doing almost a sunset-y look. You know, now that I look at it, I think I'm going to grab a little bit of this Bonfire, and I'm going to put that over it to give it a bit more color under my brow there. Like that. Starting again in the crease and moving upward to fade it out. Like that. Yeah, that gave it just a little bit more color. Not a lot. We don't need a lot. Just want a little bit more. So it's a little bit not so much my skin tone, so it's a little bit got a bit more oomph to it. So it's not blending in so much. It still blends in a little bit. Did I muddle that explanation really well? Yes. Alrighty, so next we're going to grab a Soul. I'm going to try with just a flat brush first by itself, and then I'm going to try flat brush wet if we have a problem with that. And if that doesn't work, we'll go to a long sponge tip applicator. So we're going to try to grab some Soul, and it looks like we may have to go to a sponge tip or something. We're just going to go across the lid. Yeah, let's try getting her wet with some setting spray. Find my setting spray. I move things everywhere. First time filming with the new setup like this, doing a Bright Ladies with a setup like this. So it's a little bit, I'm still trying to figure some things out. All right, let's see if we can pick this up with a wet brush. Are we going to pick up a little bit more? It looks like a little bit, but just a little bit more. Ooh, but she got shinier. Okay, so I am not trying to, in the past I have done a sweep. I am actually now trying to do, was it Robert Welch? One of the Welch brothers. The one that's more into makeup. The twins, you know. I'm trying to do more patting than sweeping of color on my lid. Because That will get you more color, they said. It's actually working out very well. It gets you more color and actually a little less fallout, but it definitely gives you more saturation because you're actually just patting that color into the lid, not sweeping it over the skin. This is a very beautiful bright gold. I like this. We're going all the way down. All the way down. That is gorgeous. That is beautiful. That did a very, very good job. That's nice. That's beautiful. That's gorgeous. All right, so next I'm going to grab, primarily using new brushes. These are from Luella. This is their ocean set. Going to grab some of this Puppy Love right here, and we're gonna kind of put it in the crease a little bit, just around the edges. I actually intend to use more of the purple, but I do want to get another shade in there. So we'll just go, actually we'll kind of go over the gold over the end just a little bit, just on the outer corner. That's picking up beautifully. So we're just going to add a little bit of this on the outer corner and then kind of hit up the crease a bit. Don't worry, we will get our pointy bit in there. Oh God, that's beautiful. Look at that. It's blending beautifully. And I'm deliberately putting it on a bit on the lighter side. I'm going to be doing a very big purple end. So this is one of the e.l.f. brushes. It's the circular one that I always use for in my crease. I'm going to take this purple, I'm going to do it in the crease and make that point and then come down around. I really wanted to use the purple. Purples are one of those hardest colors for places to seem to get right. And yes, it's going to have more of a reddish cast on the actual crease, but that's okay. I am doing kind of a mix of small taps and slight little flicks, putting it on, but I'm not really flicking because you don't want to flick too hard or you're going to end up with a lot of that all over your fallout. This purple is not coming out as deep as I hoped. I might need to use a slightly different shaped brush or smaller brush. Let's try this instead with my Sigma blender, my only Sigma that I have. It's not picking up as well. I may need to get her wet. Going further in, a little further in here, down into there, just to blend that all in together. But I'm not getting quite the payoff I wanted from the purple. All right, so I'm going to try to get one of my smaller rounds with a firmer end. All right, so this is my Lorella, and I'm actually going to go ahead and get the end wet. Let's see if we can get this purple to pick up a little bit better. I really want this purple to work. It's a beautiful color. All right, let's try it now. Yeah, we're getting a little bit more color that way. She's definitely deepening up a bit. Still not as dark as I'd hoped, but purples do tend to end up lighter on the eye than they are in the pan. I'm going underneath to about a third away in, and I'm going out. Again, we're just mixing that in. Lots of noise going on out there. Typical Tuesday. It is not doing as much as I'd hoped, unfortunately. Neighbors are home. Thud, thud, thud. So I'm going to have to think about what I want to do to deepen this up just a bit. I think I might actually add a little bit of the Venice Fling right in the crease a little bit. But let me finish the other eye and I will be right back. All right, so I'm going to take some of the Venice Fling. I'm just going to put it right in the crease a little bit. We're not going to do too much. We're just adding a little depth. This is a very simple look for me, you guys. So we're just going to take this really narrow, small brush. We're just trying to add a little bit of definition to that crease a little bit. That's all. So up, across, just like that. That. And a little bit down here. Keeping it all inside the purple, so I'm not going out the way I normally do. I mean, there's a little bit of a tail there, but there. Just like that. Keeping it all pretty much in the crease and on the end. One side got a little darker, we're going to just go ahead and put some more on this side. Try to make them match. Not that my eyes ever match. But there, like that. Some depth. Some depth on both sides. And smooge it out a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Smooge. So for under the eye, I'm going to go ahead and grab some Rose Tattoo and blend it all under. From here, right here, into that purple. And do a little bit on the other side. I'm not trying to go too dark right now. When I do my eyeliner and my mascara, I'll have to redo it anyway. I just want to show you what's going on before I do all that. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to go ahead and clean off the same brush very quickly. Use my little color switcher here. And we're going to take some more of that Bonfire and we're going to put that on the very inner corner with that same brush, just right here, right underneath. Blend it all in. It's catching some of the gold that went under my eye and getting a bit of shine, and then going into the other matte. Like that. Nice and light. It's a very light look. It's a very simple look for me anyway. You all know I like to do all the colors. Anyway, I'm going to go and finish the rest of my face, and then we will be right back to talk about the palette. So as you saw, there are some issues with one of the colors for me at least, and that is the purple roller skates. It is probably the only color in here that didn't perform as expected. I did have to use this wet or with a firmer kind of like a wet brush, or with a sponge tip applicator. Actually did better with Sol. However, I have found for purples, most purples, that for them to actually have the pigmentation that I enjoy, they need to be much darker than what they are in the pan. Almost every single purple, and some reds, my understanding, almost every single purple I've tried has come up much lighter in color, and this one actually came up much lighter in pigmentation. So the rest of it, however, like I said earlier, the mattes are absolutely, they're astonishing. And the gold actually has worked on my eyes as well as a Violet Voss palette. I did have to do one touch up, but it wasn't bad. It was a very small spot and it touched up beautifully. So this so far seems to have at least the Violet Voss stick-to-itiveness that my lids need. This is a, you know, first impressions type of review, and I probably won't review it any further than this later because of the fact that it's not really available to anybody else at this point. Like I said, it's sold out in a day. It was gone. It was gone. So gone. I will say that I'm working with some of the other estate shadows that I got in the mystery box, and I haven't played with them as much as I had intended to, but from this and what little I've done with those, I really think Estate is a brand that people are kind of sleeping on. The quality of the shadows is actually very good. I do have quibbles with how they label like their lip gloss and say the liquid highlighters and stuff like that. They do not label those individually and say this is a lip gloss, this is a matte lipstick, this is your highlighter. They don't label those. They just have their name on it. That's it. And then the color on the bottom. And I do take issue with that, because if it's supposed to be multi-use, I suppose you could put down multi-use or something. But if it's like a lip color, if it's like a matte lipstick, you should let people know that that's exactly what it is on the packaging. That said, the eyeshadows all have the colors on them. This is beautifully packaged. It actually comes with a mirror, so I thought that that was nice. Can't remember the price. I think it was around $28 or $30, and that's a little high for a 9-pan palette, but the quality makes it worth it to me. So this is one that I'll be keeping, and I love Bailey, and I love supporting her, and I'm just really glad that this collab came out as good as it did for her. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful palette, and I do intend to play with it quite a bit more in the future. Let's see if I can do some stuff with that purple to get it to build up better, because if you really look at this look, I have the purple on this outside area, and it's very, very light. It's not really showing up the way it should. It is there. It's just not as pigmented as I personally prefer. The rest of the colors worked just the way I expected them to. I've got the oranges and stuff underneath my eyes, and they worked out beautifully. Weepy eyes notwithstanding, that's not their fault. At any rate, so do like the palette, going to keep the palette. If they ever do re-release it, I highly recommend it. But I haven't heard anything about them releasing another batch, so you would have to check on their site and see if it ever comes back up. I don't even know if they still have it listed as sold out or anything, but I know it was in the Ipsy bag. We actually discussed trying to get the Glam Bag Plus, because that's what it was supposed to be in, was the Glam Bag Plus. But the thing is you cannot be guaranteed to get a particular palette or a particular item in your Glam Bag unless you select it. And by the time that everything was revealed, there was no way that was happening for me. So we went ahead and purchased it, and I do think it is worth the price. And anyway, so I hope you like, one, how we've managed our filming distance from the camera, so you can actually see my whole self instead of just my head. So I don't look disembodied. And I hope you like the fact that I was able to bring you closer to go ahead and do the eyeshadow. I'm really hoping the setup has worked out better than doing these in the past. Please let me know down below if you like the way this worked out better than previous Bright Ladies. I would really appreciate your input. In the meantime, that is it for the day, and I hope you like what you've seen. And if you do like what you've seen, I hope you will subscribe. If you subscribe, please hit that notification bell. Lots of ifs here. Lots. But we upload twice a week, Monday and Thursday, but we also do bonus videos. We had a bonus video go up just before this one. Was my son's Geek Box, which he does every single month. And we also have indie brand openings and other little things. Oh, if you send something, that would become a bonus video as well, unless you don't want it to. If you want to know about the bonus videos and when they go up, well, you will need to have that bell clicked because they don't go up on regular upload days. If you're part of my notification squad, check both your bell and your subscription to make sure they're both still active. I don't see that being a problem. I haven't had any issues of late that I can recall. Nope, none. And if you choose not to subscribe, well, I'd be disappointed. However, you're always welcome back here. And if you do come back again, don't forget to bring your cup of tea. Alrighty, so this is sat for about 15 minutes, maybe, total. That's long enough for it to get to its full. It's not what we normally do. Normally it sits here for a good 30 before I taste it again. But let's go ahead and give her a sip and see if we actually got some cherry. When I first was drinking this, the milk gave it that purple color. I can now see that the milk has actually curdled a little bit, just a touch. So it's quite possible that the cherry is finally in there, and that's what's doing that to the milk. So let's give her a sip. Definitely getting better cherry. Oh, yeah, there it is. Hello. That one actually is nice. I think I had another one by Tea Head, and I can't remember as I dropped the package. Anyway, I think I had another one by Tea Head, and I can't remember what it was, but I don't think I was impressed with it. This one's nice. It's not blow you away kind of nice, but it's a decent tea. It's a really decent tea. It's nice. I don't think I'd repurchase it, but it's a beautiful tea. If you're into cherries, you'll probably like it. Anyway, that's it. Hope you have a good one.